Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Have you been this week? Los saludo con mucho gusto. Um, again, this week, and I hope you've been learning so many things and using the grammar notions and vocabulary that we've been studying this week. Um, First of all, I want to congratulate you because the hard work and commitment you've been and the great effort you've been doing to accomplish the activities in the during this week and these 3 weeks that we've been through. Well, um, being said so, I want to start with the template because I want to give you some ideas. Well, not exactly ideas, but I want to make some comments and highlight some points, important points that you have to take into consideration to do the activities. Let me tell you, I'll speak a little bit in Spanish. Te comento, ya he estado revisando algunas actividades y pues me sorprende que no estén leyendo mis comentarios, dado que desde el martes envié un mensaje en el que indico lo que los puntos importantes que deben tomar en cuenta. And I will share the screen to take a look at the template and see the to see this document that I have prepared for you. So in integrating activity number 5, be a positive thinker. What you have to do is to, if you notice, it is divided into 3 columns. This week we are studying the future tense, el tiempo futuro. So there are in English, there are different ways to refer or to make reference to the future tense. So, for example, one of these is using this present continuous or the auxiliary will. And also, you may use would. I would say this in Spanish. Utilizamos would cuando nosotros queremos decir me gustaría, querría, espero que. Entonces, en lugar de decir I want, I like, we use would. ¿Sí? En inglés no se utiliza I want o I like o solo, sino I would or I'm planning or be going to. So if you notice in this first column, all the answers have to include would. Todas tienen que llevar el auxiliar would. So you have to think about what would you like to improve in your life. ¿Qué te gustaría mejorar? What would you like to improve? All the answers should include I would. So, for example, I would like to be to be a more organized person. Then this is about a personal. Then about emotional, I would like to be less explosive. For example, professional, I would like to study engineering. Economic, I would like to um, save money to go to Cancun, for example. So the point is that in this first column, you have to, all the sentences need to include would. Todos los enunciados deben incluir I would like, I would like, I would like. Para que por favor no solo me anotes be a more organized person sin que me anotes esta parte porque entonces eso yo lo penalizo. Recuerda, ¿por qué lo penalizo? Pues porque esta semana es lo que estamos estudiando. Then, on the second column, under the second column, we have, what are you planning to do next year? So, I am planning to go on vacation to Punta Cana. I am planning, or you may say, I will. And I'm planning to, or I will go on vacation. So again, all the answers must say, I'm planning to, I'm planning to, I'm planning to. So don't forget to write this. Otherwise, I will penalize if you don't write this expression. Then under the third column, there I have highlighted this in red, so you pay attention to it and don't forget it. The question is, what are you going to achieve in 2 years? ¿Qué vas a lograr? So if you notice, this is, are you going to? And this is, I am going to buy a car. And again, I am going to so all the answers should include I am going to. Otherwise, if you do not write these, I will penalize it and you won't have your full or complete mark. ¿Sí? Si no tiene esta expresión, entonces, o will, entonces lo penalizo, aunque hayas completado totalmente el cuadro. Then, on section number 2, we have write a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines, un párrafo de 5 a 8 líneas. No solo me anotes un renglón ni 3 o 4 palabras porque igual lo penalizo. Es un párrafo de entre 5 y 8 líneas describing how you will be in 5 years. ¿Cómo crees que serás in 5 years? Again, all the lines, all the paragraph should include I will be, I will get, I am going to, I will, should include these auxiliaries that we've been learning. Deben incluir los auxiliares que hemos estado revisando, estudiando para indicar tiempo futuro. And finally, you have to read and record the answer to the question. Paste the audio link here. So you have to read all these answers, record the audio, and put it the link over here. I insist, don't forget to include some or all the auxiliaries that we have for future tense. All right. Then, about the integrating activity, number six, opening ceremony, what you have to do is, again, in future tense, you have to write down 3 questions. Aquí recuerda, I will say this in Spanish porque ya lo vi y les he estado comentando. Se dice opening, no me digan inauguration o no sé, something like that. This is opening. In Spanish we say inauguración, in English is opening. So, and here remember that for questions we have to move the auxiliary to the beginning of the sentence or after the WH. Recuerda, para preguntas debemos anotar primero en el inicio del enunciado el auxiliar o si llevamos WH, entonces va después de la WH. pero siempre tenemos que moverlo para que sea pregunta. De otra manera, es una afirmación y además incorrecta porque tienes el signo de interrogación. So, for example, question number 1. Where will the opening take place? So you have to imagine that you've been invited to the opening, but you don't know some details. So you want to know more about the opening. So, and the first question you ask is, where will the opening take place? ¿En dónde será? Where is the opening going to take place? So, will or be going to. Any of those auxiliaries is correct. Then, when, what time? So here you may use the WH questions. Remember, when, what time, who, what for, what is it going to be celebrated, etc. So remember WH and the auxiliary will or is going to. Then on the second part, you are going to invite a friend to the opening, and you want to ask him or her some questions about a how is he or she going to be at the opening. So one of the questions that I have written is, what are you going to wear? ¿Qué te vas a poner? How are you going to arrive? ¿Cómo vas a llegar o cómo te vas a ir? Um, are you going to be with someone? ¿Vas a ir con alguien más? So the point here is that you have to use the auxiliaries for the future tense. Then in the third part, you have to answer the 6 questions. 3 in the first part, 3 for the second part, and in the third part, you have to answer all these 6 questions. So, for example, the first one was, where will the opening take place? And the answer is, the opening will be at the City Museum. When the opening will be next Monday. So you have to answer all the questions. And then on section number 4, again, you have to write down a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines, párrafo de entre 5 y 8 líneas, writing about how the English language can help you to have a better job. ¿Sí? ¿Cómo te ayudaría o te ayuda a encontrar un mejor empleo? So, I have written this for you. Having a good level of English will help me to have a higher position. In the company I work for, workers who speak English have a better salary. ¿Qué quiere decir? Que tener un buen dominio de inglés me ayudará a tener un mejor puesto, ya que en la empresa donde trabajo, los empleados que hablan inglés tienen un mejor sueldo. This is what I have written for you. But anyway, you have to write your personal opinion. And finally, you have to write to read aloud this paragraph and record it on an audio file and paste here the URL to listen to you. Remember to save it as public. Recuerda guardar el audio como público, ya que si yo para abrirlo me solicita permiso, no te voy a pedir el permiso y más bien lo tomo como no enviado. So pay attention please to this point so that I won't penalize that part. And finally, I included this table for you so you can remember when we use will and when we use be going to. Here I have this information and these two examples for you to take them into account or into consideration. So this is a this is it what I wanted to share with you, and I'll go back to see if there are some students here. So there are no students, and there are no questions. Anyway, I'll be here for the rest of the week, and if you have some questions, please feel free to ask. And remember that on weekends I do not log in. So if you have any questions or any doubts, please send them as soon as possible. And all right, and this is it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. And please remember all my recommendations and read the emails that I be sending so you can do a better activity in job. Well, this is it for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice night and have a good sleep. Bye bye.